يزال الخير حيا لا يزال إن في الدنيا سلاما وظلال أخبر الأيام أنها في
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the world, and may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon his messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family and his followers. My dear respected brothers and sisters, this is the first Jummah that we still are not in the masjid after Ramadan. And first and foremost, I hope and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah to accept our ibadat in the month of Ramadan, our fasting, our charities and our prayers. And inshallah, I hope inshallah all of us are following the 6 days of Shawwal. The reason is the latest medical research saying that fasting 35 days are significant for the health of individuals. So, and subhanallah, our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, told us that 1,400 plus years that whoever fasting in the month of Ramadan and follow 6 days within the month of Shawwal, it is as if he fasted the entire year. So inshallah, those of us who are able to fast, I encourage all of us to fast the 6 days of Shawwal. And also our ulama and scholars, they said one of the signs that shows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts someone's good deeds, that he will follow another good deeds. So, praying on time, fasting 6 days of Shawwal, Monday and Thursdays, the 13 and 14 and 15 every month, doing those ibadat, it is a clear sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fasting and our charities and our dua in the month of Ramadan. Also, I want to remind myself and to you, my dear respected brothers and sisters, in this difficult time, that we should always pray to Allah and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove this pandemic coronavirus from the humanity. Why? Because only Allah knows whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept their supplication and their dua. So it is our duty to make dua and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make easy for us, so that we can go back to our masajid and pray together and do acts of worship together as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala command us. Also, I want to remind myself and you, brothers and sisters, in the event that inshallah our masjid and the masajid reopen, we have to be very careful because this coronavirus is still with us. And sometimes as soon as we hear that, oh, the masjid being open, sometimes we may just rush to the masjid without taking precautions. And inshallah, we are working to put all kinds of requirements there, whether it's sanitizing the prayer area, whether it's wearing masks, whether it's keeping social distance, and all kinds of things inshallah will take place. But I just want you to prepare you, and I want you to keep in mind that in the event of the reopening of our masjid, which inshallah is going to happen, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala it happen soon, that to be ready and take all the precautions and make ablution at your home, wear your masks, bring your own prayer rocks, make sure you don't need to use the bathroom here in the masjid, because we most likely it will be closed except for emergency. And inshallah, keep the social distance, because we wanna when we see our brothers and sisters back in the masjid, sometimes we get emotional and we may just jump and hug each other and shake hand each other. But we have to be very careful, because it is something very serious and we should not take lightly, and we have to obey all the recommendations that health experts they advising us and they telling us. And I hope and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make easy for us And I ask Allah to accept our prayers and our fasting. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring us the ease and remove this coronavirus from our shoulder. And let's keep in mind also, I see a lot of people, they kind of angry, and they sometimes they curse this pandemic coronavirus, and that's not Islamically, it's not right, brothers and sisters. It's not right. We have to receive this. It is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have to humble ourselves and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should not, because this is one of Allah's soldiers subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not this virus forcing himself to us. It is only came with Allah's permission, and he only live with Allah's permission. So let's go to Allah and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who bring him in the beginning, to remove from us, inshallah. And jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.